who will come out on top in the 201,718 Pro14 Conference A from September 1. The old Celtic and Italian Pro12 will transform into a global Pro14 as a new and exciting season kicks off. South African Super Rugby pair the Cheetahs and Southern Kings have been welcomed in as, for the first time in rugby union history, the Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere combine to create a unique club league. As part of the changes, the league format has also altered from a 12-team table to two 7-team conferences, and within Conference A are Irish pair Munster and Connacht, Welsh duo Ospreys and Cardiff Blues, Scotland's Glasgow Warriors, Italy's Zebra and South Africa's Cheetahs. Here is our team-by-team guide to Conference A. Munster last season first and Runnersabist finished champions 200,203, 200,809, 201,011. What's hot? Munster enjoyed an impressive campaign last season, but finished without the trophies to show for it. The squad and management responded to the death of head coach Anthony Foley in October by playing some inspired rugby, winning 19 of their 22 league games and finishing top of the table at the end of the regulation season. They also made the semi-finals of the Champions Cup, losing to eventual winners Saracens. Having kept the majority of last season's squad together, Munster have also added Irish trio JJ Hanrahan, Chris Farrell and James Hart, all of whom look like promising signings on paper. The signing of South African open side Chris Cleat could turn out to be key as well. Fly half JJ Hanrahan has returned to Munster following 2 years with Northampton Saints. What's not the management situation? Having successfully led Munster back from the doldrums of 20,142,016 to challenge for domestic and European honours, South African Rassie Erasmus has done a marvellous job in charge. Over the summer, however, news broke that he and key defensive coach Jacques Nienaber gave notice of their plans to exercise the release clause in their IRFU contract and return to the Springbok setup. With 6 months' notice necessary, the pair are contractually obliged to remain in Limerick until December, but the situation has the potential to be disastrous. Having lost Donachar Ryan and Dave Foley to top 14 duo Racing 92 and POW, the second-row position looks to have been weakened also. Munster's coaching team of Rassie Erasmus and Jacques Nienaber have given notice of their intentions to leave. What's changed? Can Munster replicate last season's efforts? The side played some outstanding rugby during 201,617, but it was pretty much the same group of players which had finished 6th and exited Europe at the pool stage the season before. Can they make sure last season was not a flash in the pan? Also, how will the squad react to the ensuing departures of Erasmus and Nienaber? Will such a situation have an adverse effect on results? Ins Chris Farrell Grenoble, JJ Hanrahan Northampton Saints, James Hart Racing 92, Chris Cleat Southern Kings, Gerbrand Grobler Racing 92, Kieran Parker Sale Sharks. Outs Donachar Ryan Racing 92, Francis Saley Harlequins, Dave Foley POW, Kian Bohan retired, Mark Chisholm retired, John Madigan RC Massey, Peter McCabe Connacht. Ospreys last season 4th and semi-final best finished champions 200,405, 200,607, 200,910, 201,112. What's hot? The Ospreys head into the season having not lost any of their Wales stars Alan Wynne-Jones, Rhys Webb, Dan Biggar, Justin Tipuric, Sam Davies and Dan Lydiot, meaning they have a squad jam-packed with quality. Young players such as Davies and Keelan Giles will also get another season to progress after some outstanding displays last campaign. Ospreys winger Keelan Giles showed flashes of brilliance last season. What's not their recruitment? Having only signed 3 players, one of whom was already at the club on a short-term deal last season in Brian Mujati, the Ospreys have yet to adequately improve the squad to the required extent, particularly when you take into account the amount of players to leave the region. Forward Sam Underhill and Canada international Tyler Ardron will be huge losses. What's changed? The Ospreys have now failed to make the league final for the last 5 seasons, and will want to start competing for honours again in the new Pro14. Having lost to Munster in the semi-finals last year, they did qualify for the Champions Cup this time around and so to have a European campaign to look forward to at the top table, alongside the league exploits. Ospreys bosses have also revealed head coach Steve Tandy has renewed his contract until 2020. Sam Underhill has left the region to join Bath in the Premiership. Ince James Hook Gloucester Rugby, Corey Allen Cardiff Blues, Brian Mujati Sale Sharks. Out Sam Underhill, Bath Rugby, Tyler Ardron Chiefs, Josh Matavzi Newcastle Falcons, Joe Bierman Merthyr RFC, Jonathan Spratt retired, Tom Grabham Scarlets, Dan Suter Dragons, Tom O'Flaherty Exeter Chiefs. Glasgow Warriors last season 6th finish champions 201,415 watts hot. Glasgow have been one of the most active sides in terms of signings, and look to have picked up some gems. Scotland international Hugh Jones arrives from the Stormers in Super Rugby, having made a brilliant international breakout campaign during 201,617, while prop Ollie Kebble, back row Callum Gibbons and wing Lelia Masaga all look like stellar deals. Scotland international Hugh Jones has joined Glasgow from the Stormers. What's not the loss of Gregor Townsend? While Dave Rennie could prove a wise appointment, the loss of head coach Townsend to the national setup must be viewed as a blow. Under his stewardship, the Scottish club progressed no end and clinched their first ever silverware in 2015. Having been one of the most exciting teams to watch under Townsend, how will Glasgow fare without him? The exit of number 8 Josh Strauss is also a major loss. What's changed? Last season's 6th place finish will have been a frustrating one for a squad who had made at least a semi-final in each of the previous 5 seasons before that. With a total of 11 new signings and 14 outgoings, as well as the change of head coach, there has been a major overhaul at the Warriors, and how quickly everyone can adapt will be interesting to see. The loss of head coach Gregor Townsend to the Scotland setup is sure to have an impact in Hugh Jones Stormers, Ollie Kebble Stormers, Callum Gibbons Hurricanes, Lelia Masaga Chiefs, Simwela Vunisa Saracens, Siosiua Helena Konuka Highlanders, Rory Jackson Harlequins, Adam Hastings Bath Rugby, Brandon Thompson Stormers, George Turner Edinburgh season loan, Kieran MacDonald Hull RUFC, out Josh Strauss Sale Sharks, Sela Puafi CCA Breve, Mark Bennett Edinburgh Rugby, Rory Clegg Ealing Trailfinders, Gordon Reid London Irish, Sean Lamont retired, Grayson Hart Ealing Trailfinders, Peter Murky retired, Junior Bolu Macau Doncaster Knights, Tia Wee and Evie London Scottish, Fraser Lyle London Scottish, Hagen Schultate Heidelberger RK, Nemia Kenatale released. Cardiff Blues last season 7th finished second, 200,607, 200,708 watts hot. New singing Jack Roberts from the Leicester Tigers looks an exciting capture and will provide real pace in the centre, while Wales coach Sean Edwards has joined as a new defence consultant to great acclaim. Aled Summerhill scored a hat-trick in Cardiff's first pre-season friendly with London Scottish, and the 22-year-old winger looks ready for a breakout campaign. Wales coach Sean Edwards has joined the Cardiff Blues as a defence consultant. What's not the loss of young centre Corey Allen to Welsh rivals Ospreys will sting Blues fans, while only signing 3 players this summer would appear not enough to improve on the region's 7th-placed finish in each of the previous 2 campaigns. What's changed? The Welsh Rugby Union's proposed temporary takeover of the Blues has been called off, with the region's chief executive Richard Holland confirming they made the unanimous decision not to pursue the option. Centre Corey Allen had departed the region to Welsh rivals Ospreys, Inns Jack Roberts Leicester Tigers, Damien Welch Exeter Chiefs, Sion Bennett Northampton Saints. Outs Corey Allen Ospreys, Jared Hoeata North Harbour, Cam Dolan released, Mark Thomas Yorkshire Carnegie, Pele Cowley released. Connacht last season 8th finish champions 201,516 watts hot. Flanker Jared Butler looks a super signing from the Brumbies, while attracting a coach the quality of Kieran Keane to Connacht is a massive plus. They may have endured a disappointing campaign last year, but several of the talented players who won the league in 2016 remained, such as Tiernan O'Halloran, Alton Delane, Bundy Archie, Kieran Marmion and Matt Healy. Connacht stalwart and skipper John Muldoon will lead the region again, having signed an extension last season. Kieran Keane has been confirmed as Connacht's new head coach. What's not the announcement of Pat Lam's decision to exit the province to Bristol had an impact on Connacht's form last year, and considering all he achieved with the province, his leaving is a blow. Marnitz Bojov's return to South Africa is also a major shame, as a mixture of rotten luck with injuries and the tragic passing of his father meant we barely saw him in Connacht green. What's changed? With 13 players leaving Galway, only Glasgow have seen more players exit in the close season. The change of management is a further adjustment for the province to deal with, and, like Glasgow, all eyes will be on how quickly everyone at the sports ground can settle. Ex-head coach Pat Lam guided Connacht to the Pro12 title in 2016 against all odds in Jared Butler Brumbies, Rory Scholes Edinburgh, Gavin Thornbury Wanganui, James Mitchell Sale Sharks, Peter McCabe Munster, Andrew Deegan Waratahs. Outs John Cooney Ulster, Marnitz Boshoff Blue Bulls, Ben Marshall retired, Shane O'Leary Canada Atlantic Rock, Ronan Lockney released, Napier Fox Martamu released, Rory Parata released, Danny Poolman released, Lewis Stevenson released, Rory Maloney released, Ivan Soroka released, Danny Qualter Nottingham, Josh Rowland Island Sevens. Zebra last season 12th test finish 11th 201,516 What's hot? The Italian Rugby Federation for taking over Zebra has saved the club from extinction and allowed them to continue in the new Pro14. A new chief executive and directors have been appointed, allowing the club a fresh start, while hiring former Ireland and Edinburgh coach Michael Bradley as head coach looks to be a coup for the Parma-based outfit. Zebra's future was saved after a takeover by the Italian Rugby Federation for in July. What's not only once in their 5-year Pro12 existence did the club finish off the bottom of the league, and that year saw them finish 11th in 2016. Last season they were bottom of the pile again, having only won 3 league games all season, and they head into the new campaign with a lot of work to do. Losing Italy international Edoardo Padovani to French giants Toulon is a big loss, while 10 players have left the club with only 2 coming in. What's changed? While the club has maintained the same name of the FIR have, in effect, created a whole new club. A new company has been formed to manage the club, which has been renamed Zebra Rugby Club Company from Zebra Rugby SRL. As well as the loss of Padovani, South African-born club stalwarts Quinton Geldenhuys and Dries van Schalkwyk have exited, while promising young second row Federico Ruzza has left to join Italian rivals Treviso. Former Ireland coach Michael Bradley has taken over at the new Zebra Inns. Sammy Panico Calvisano, Dave Ceci Bath Rugby. Outs Edoardo Padovani Toulon, Quinton Geldenhuys retired, Dries van Schalkwyk Southern Kings, Federico Ruzza Benetton Treviso, Pietro Ceccarelli Yonex, Joshua Furno Otago, Cale van Zedwyl Amatori Sandona, Lloyd Grief Western Province, Bruno Postiglioni released, Sydney Tobias released. Cheetahs last season 13th in Super Rugby Bust finished 6th in 2013 Super Rugby. What's hot? The Cheetahs have managed to keep the majority of their squad together ahead of their move north to the new Pro14, which is a huge boost. In the back row they are blessed with some star quality, with Springbok number 8 Uzair Kassim joined in the loose forwards by fellow Barcooper Mahoj. Oxenche looks like another star in the making at loosehead, with the 21-year-old having excelled for South Africa A against the Barbarians in June. His pace for a prop verges on the ridiculous. Back row Uzair Kassim performed well in Super Rugby and started for the Springboks in the Rugby Championship. What's not? The loss of South Africa international Raymond Rule after the Curry cut to the Stormers. The winger displayed his credentials in the Springboks Rugby Championship opener against Argentina by scoring a scorching try and will be a considerable miss. I went to school in Bloemfontein and am going to miss everything about Free State. It was my home for a long time and a big part of my life. But I'm very excited about moving, Rule told Network24.com at the beginning of August. What's changed? Aside from transferring leagues, the Cheetahs' most significant change has come in a coaching capacity. They have altered their management setup, with Rory Duncan coming in from his positions as Free State 15 and Free State U21's coach to become the new head coach, and Franco Smith moving to a director of rugby position. Smith coached Treviso for 6 seasons between 2007 and 2013 and so has invaluable experience of the league and the prospective opposition. Springbok international wing Raymond Rule will be departing the Cheetahs in Makazole Map MP Southern Kings, Malcolm Jair Southern Kings, Martin Dreyer Blue Bulls season loan, Nyabulo Gummied Blue Bulls season loan, Alandre Van Rooyen Blue Bulls season loan, Freddie Goza Blue Bulls season loan. Outs Raymond Rule Stormers, Boom Prinsloo Bulls, François Uwais Grenoble, Armand Costa Grenoble, Danny Meany Toulouse.